Hanging out with Matt Guererri here on a cold, not rainy, it was rainy earlier here in Land of Legends, but it's actually pretty nice now, but he has his winter jacket on for a reason. You see Tradition Automotive on the side of his car. They are tonight's sponsor, the Tradition Automotive Group in Geneva and Newark. So we're going to start there and ask him what that's like driving with your sponsor and all of his friends and all of his buddies and everything like that. What is that like? Do you feel a little extra pressure in that moment to perform? Because obviously this is the one race you really want to win, right?
Yeah, it's always fun when they're here. Bring a lot of people here. I have a lot of family and friends that work at the dealerships. My dad, he runs the service departments at the stores, and one of my best friends is he's a finance manager there, and he's got a lot of family and friends that are all work there. So a lot of them are here weekly with me in the pits anyway. So, but it's cool. They get the management and they get some of their other employees to come here, and not really any other pressure. I feel like it's same as any other night, but it's fun to have them here.
Well, I would think, sure, we want to win, but the last thing we would want to do is just to have an absolutely horrible night, right?
Right. We're fortunate. They're good sponsors of the track, so they sponsor a night here every year, and I feel like we've won on this night, and we've been terrible on this night. So it's kind of, we've been all over the place when they sponsor.
So what happens when you win? I mean, because obviously they get to come down and see you. Does that? I don't want to oversimplify things, but does that help your sponsorship when you can do something like that, right? I mean,
yeah, they like it. They like, to see me do good and obviously get down to victory lane with us, and it makes it a little more special when they're here.
What was it like on the night that you had that you didn't do as well?
They're pretty supportive anyways. It's all part of racing.
Okay. You had the ultimate up and down start. Talk about the win. Obviously, it had to feel great to come out of the box with a win.
Yeah, we had a new car, and we were excited to get the year started and come out of the gate and started 6th, and got to the lead. Car drove great. Car was fast. We were happy with it, and came back the next week, and motor wasn't running right and ended up blowing up.
What did it do, and when did it happen? Was
I'm
that
not
heat
sure.
or feature?
We took it out. It was in the feature.
In the feature, okay. So you got some points.
Right. We ended up starting the race, and about halfway through, it started losing power and got hot, so shut it off, and I think it burned a piston. We haven't even. I just need to get over to Donis, but just haven't dropped it off to him yet.
Can we fix that?
Hopefully, there's no holes in the oil pan, so that's a good start. It wasn't totally scrapped, so we'll get it to him, and hopefully it's salvageable.
So what is it like? Because I had a friend of mine who realized they had a problem with the motor in a practice early in the year, and they were having a little trouble finding one. Is it tough to find one now?
Yeah, I don't buy new ones too often. As long as you take care of them, they last pretty well. And our guy that we normally do, you buy our motors from, Donith, he didn't have any in stock. So
that's the first person my friend called, and they didn't have any for him either.
I had a lot of people, that reached out and offered me to, use their motors until I got one, and Kevin Ridley offered me to take his whole car and run his car for a few weeks. So
that's nice.
It was fortunate to have a lot of good people reach out, and we ended up getting a motor, and hopefully it runs good tonight.
Did you get it from Tradition or someplace else?
No, we got it through Ingram Race Engines. Ended up having one in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So we picked up that. We had a used one that we were going to get last minute, and my brother Nick, he was on the prowl trying to find one, and he called me at the last second and said I found one in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
So we ended up going to get it.
Of course, you have to be careful, right? Because not all these engines have the dyno sheets and everything like that. Because I mean, you need that, right? I mean, that is part of this thing, isn't it?
Not necessarily. You don't have to have it dynoed, but some people do. I like to usually have them dynoed and tuned and all that good stuff.
Well, aren't you supposed to have the sheet with you, or is that like just at series races and stuff like that?
If you have a rebuilt motor, I think they carry the paperwork or something with you.
Gotcha.
I'm not too familiar with that, honestly.
And the seals, obviously, are we past all that? Because that was the big thing at first, right?
Yeah, they have, obviously, even the new ones, they got to have dirt seals on them. So I think it's like $750 or $850 or something like that to have them dirt sealed too.
Okay, now what exactly happens then? So let's say you did buy a new one, and do you call dirt to get the seals? What do you do?
This one, he already had it dirt sealed right from Ingram had it. And
right, because they're ready for it. But I was thinking, like, if you did get one, like we used to from dealerships.
Once the motor's at the motor place, they reach out to dirt and they give him the serial numbers of the motors, and then they send him the seals, and they get the seals on.
Okay, and now, and if it's new and we haven't had it on a dyno yet, do you have to get a hold of somebody and do that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, every motor needs, if you're going to a dirt show, it has to have dirt seals on it. So it's got to go to one of the, the dirt motor builders, and they put the seals on it.
Okay. And we haven't had it out since then, or we have?
No, we haven't had it out yet. It rained out last week, so
But it's a new motor. It should be fine, right?
Hopefully, knock on wood.
How much do we get out of a crate nowadays?
I see that we just bought it right before the 10% increase, so they're around 7,000 for a new one.
Okay. And that's pulleys, everything, not
No, that's bare bones.
yeah. No intake, no carb either,
nothing,
right?
Nothing on it, no carburetor.
Right. Not even exhaust manifolds, just taped over and that's it, right? Okay. Now, as far as how much use do we get out of a crate? Season? 2 seasons?
I had my last one for 2 seasons. I
2
usually
seasons? Okay.
run 2 seasons and try to sell them and try to buy a new one. But as long as you take care of them and change the oil and the valve springs, they should last.
And of course, the filters, obviously,
Right.
the dirt is, all the engine builders always told me dirt is the biggest enemy that they run into, because once that starts getting in there, things happen, right?
Dairy filter clean and all that good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And you have the traditional, well, actually, you know what? We're going to do one on that at some point down the road, because we don't just go to our local parts store and buy air cleaners, do we?
Not usually. We get them from Scott Jeffries and places like that.
Well, that gives me an idea for something I can do down the
There you
road.
go.
So, well, good luck with everything tonight. It's good to see you. And like we said, a lot of you guys know what this is like. Your sponsor is actually sponsored at the track, so you do feel the pressure, right? So hopefully it'll still make for a good run tonight. Hopefully that motor runs good. So
I hope
guys,
so.
make sure to subscribe, turn on the notifications, try to teach you stuff here. So if you got a thought or a comment on this, please leave it, or send us an email. Elkins. Yeah, I got to remember here. Elkins Video Productions Mail at gmail.com. My daughter set it up. She likes these long. You should see the password. It's like 38 characters. There's no way you could even remember it. So have fun tonight. Good luck. Thanks.
Thank you.